In this channel, we are going to discuss about physics concepts, formulas, problems, and multiple choice questions. This channel will help you to crack physics paper appear in competitive exams such as UPSC, KPSC, NDA, Railways, RRB, IAPT, Olympiad, KVPY, and other important competitive exams. If you are an aspirant of clearing any of these competitive exams, then my videos will help you. So please subscribe my channel if you like the content of the video. So uh, today I am going to discuss about unit and measurement chapter. So in this we will learn we are going to learn what is unit, what is measurement, why it is required, and what are SI units, and what are supplementary units. So all these concepts we are going to discuss in this chapter. So before going to the topic, units and measurement, let us know what is physics. In my point of view, understanding basic concepts of physics, solving problems is more important than memorizing the laws of physics and formulas. So our universe is made up of matter and energy. Our nature, in our nature we see air, water, soil, fruits, flowers, river, ocean, mountain, sun, moon, all are made up of matter. And we know that matter is made up of atoms and molecules. So heat. So we have heat and light energy from sun. We have got natural wind energy, geothermal energy, and tidal energy from oceans. We convert from one form of energy to another form. So then physics, the definition of physics is like this. It deals with nature and properties of matter and energy. The common language is mathematics. We use differentiation, integration, and differential equations when we explain the concepts and laws of physics, and we also use while solving the problems. So physics is based on experimental observations and quantitative measurements. So for example, we have three main uh, three main seasons: summer, winter, and rainy. So in summer it will be very hot, and in winter it will be very cold. So to know the actual temperature of our surrounding, we need to have an instrument, and then we can measure the temperature. We have got centigrade or Fahrenheit unit as a standard reference for measurement of temperature. And we have got simple mathematical formula to convert from centigrade to Fahrenheit and vice versa. So if you want to convert from Fahrenheit to centigrade, we use C is equal to 5 by 9 F minus 32, where C is centigrade and F is Fahrenheit. So now let us move on to the topic. Now let us know what is measurement. When I when I think of measurement, a tailor will come into my mind. For stitching clothes, the tailor takes the measurement and accordingly he stitches the shirt. Similarly, we buy fruits, vegetables, juice, milk in some measured quantities. So to be quantitative in physics require measurement of a quantity. To give you another example, so we know that Mr. Undertaker is very tall, but this is a qualitative statement. If we want to know how tall is Mr. Undertaker and about his weight, then we need to measure his height and weight using some standard reference called units. And after measurement, we can say Undertaker height is 2.08 meter and his height is 136 kg. So measurement will have a number and unit. If I say thickness of plate is 15, this statement has no physical meaning. I have done thickness measurement and I measured the value as 15, but I have not specified the unit which I used. So both number and unit is necessary for any meaningful physical quantity. So now let us discuss what is a physical quantity. So many things can be measured: length, mass, time, speed, and so on. The quantities which can be measured by an instrument and describe the laws of physical world are called physical quantities. For example, mass of a car and its acceleration can be measured by instruments. The mass into acceleration gives the force acting on the car. So the formula F is equal to ma, where F is a force acting on the car, m is the mass, and a is the acceleration. All these are physical quantities, and the formula governs the Newton's second law of motion. So unit is a standard reference for measurement of any physical quantity. For example, length is a physical quantity whose unit is meters. Mass is a physical quantity whose unit is kilogram. And these physical quantities are related to one another. For example, speed is distance by time. So speed and distance are physical quantities, and it is related to the speed. And we have got three basic physical quantities. These are length, mass, and time. Now let us discuss what is a physical quantity. So we have discussed what is a physical quantities. Now let us discuss what are the different types of physical quantities. Basically there are two types. One is fundamental physical quantity and the next one is derived physical quantities. The fundamental physical quantities are independent and cannot be expressed in terms of other physical quantities. For example, length, mass, and time. So length is a fundamental physical quantity because length cannot be expressed in terms of mass or time. So the second one is derived physical quantity. The derived physical quantities are dependent and can be expressed in terms of fundamental physical quantities. Example, speed, volume, density, and so on. So these fundamental physical quantities are building blocks. Using those blocks we can have derived physical quantities. So far we have learnt what is a unit. So unit is a standard reference used for measurement of any physical quantity, and there are many possible choices for units of length, mass, and time. We can say Mr. AB's height is 229 centimeter or 7 feet 6 inch or 229 meters. In bakeries, bread is measured in pound unit, whereas butter in grams. So that's why we have different and many possible choices for units. So now let us discuss different types of unit systems available. So we have got CGS system, centimeter, gram, second; FPS system, foot, pound, second; MKS, meter, kilogram, second. So in CGS system, the unit of length is centimeter, unit of mass is gram, and unit of time is second. In FPS system, the unit of length is foot, the unit of mass is pound, and the unit of time is second. In MKS system, the unit of length is meters, the unit of mass is kilogram, and unit of time is second. So now let us take another example. When I express the mass of gold or platinum, I use unit in grams, whereas while buying fruits or vegetables I prefer in kilogram. This is just some day to day life experience, but in physics standard unit of measurement is very necessary, because lack of standard unit may cause confusion and waste of time in converting from one unit to another in all the times. So for having standardized and uniformity in units, so scientists from all over the world have adopted the SI unit of measurement as a standard unit system for the measurements. So International System of Unit or SI unit is being used as their official system of measurement in almost all countries. Now let us discuss more about SI unit. This was established in year 1960, and this system contains 7 fundamental units and 2 supplementary units. So using 7 fundamental units, derived units are also obtained. So for some of the examples for the derived units are joule, newton, watt. So joule is a unit of, it's a SI unit of work. Newton is a SI unit of force. Watt is a SI unit of power. So now let us move on and discuss the 7 fundamental physical quantities in the international system and corresponding unit. So the fundamental quantity length is its SI unit is meter, and it is represented by letter m. The second physical quantity mass, its SI unit is kilogram, and it is denoted by letters kg. Time is a physical quantity, it's a fundamental physical quantity, its SI unit is second and represented by letter S. Electric current, it's a fundamental physical quantity, its SI unit is ampere and represented by capital letter A. So the next one is temperature, its SI unit is Kelvin and it is represented by symbol or letter K. The sixth one, amount of substance, is a fundamental physical quantity. So it is represented, its SI unit is mole and it's represented by letters MOL. The last one, the seventh fundamental physical quantity is luminous intensity. Its SI unit is candela and it is represented by symbol CD, letter CD. So luminous intensity is luminous flux per unit solid angles. So we learn in detail when we discuss photometry chapter. Now let us move on and study what are the prefixes for small and large measurement. These prefix will tell you how much bigger or smaller a unit is than the base unit. So this tabulation, this is a tabulation of prefixes for small measurements. For example, prefix deci is represented by symbol D, which means 10 times smaller than the unit it precedes. So deci value is a 10 power minus 1. Similarly, we have centi, milli, micro, nano, pico, femto. Centi, it is a 10 power minus 2, milli 10 power minus 3, micro 10 power minus 6, nano 10 power minus 9, pico 10 power minus 12, femto 10 power minus 15. So this is a tabulation of commonly used SI prefixes for large measurements. So prefix deca is represented by symbol or letters DA, which means it 10 times larger than the unit it precedes. Its value is 10 power 1. Hecta, H, means 100 times larger than the unit it precedes and its value is 10 power 2. So similarly we have kilo, its value is 10 power minus 10 power 3, mega 10 power 6, giga 10 power 6, giga 10 power 9, sorry, tera 10 power 12, and peta 10 power 15. So let us know unit of length using prefixes. So the basic unit of length is meters. The prefix milli means 1 by 1000. So 1 millimeter, so millimeter is 1 by 1000th of a meter. That means I am dividing a meter into 1000 equal parts. That will give you 1 millimeter. That is also equal to 0.01 meter. So for small measurement, we use centi, milli, micron prefix to base unit. For large distances, it is convenient to express measurements in kilometers. So kilo means 1000. So 1 kilometer will be equal to 1000 meter. So now let us move on and discuss some of the derived physical quantities. So area, which is equal to length into width, its unit is meter square. Volume, length into width into height, its unit is meter square. So speed is distance by time, it is meter per second. The unit of speed is meter per second. So then force, it is mass into acceleration, its unit is meter kg per second square, and this unit is also having a special name called Newton. So pressure, it's a force per area, its unit is meter square kg per second cube, and the special name of this unit is Pascal. So the next is work, it is force into distance, having unit meter square kg per second square, and this unit is having a special name called joule. So the last one is power, it is rate of doing work, that is work by time, its unit is meter square kg per second cube, and this unit is having a special name called watt. So now let us discuss supplementary units. So in SI unit is divided into 7 basic or fundamental units and 2 supplementary units. And this supplementary unit is not a derived unit, and we know that using the 7 basic fundamental quantities we obtained derived units. So this special class contains 2 which are purely geometrical units, and they are radian, it's a unit of plane angle, and steradian, which is a unit of solid angle. So the supplementary physical quantities, plane angle and solid angles, they are separately placed because they are dimensionless quantities. So this means that their value will not change even if the units of the fundamental quantities, mass, length, time, temperature, etc. So it should be noted that the values of the derived quantities will change if the units of the fundamental quantities are changed. Now, in case of, let us take one example. Speed is equal to distance by time. The unit of speed is meter per second, and the unit of distance is meter, and unit of time is second. If I change the unit of fundamental quantity meter into centimeter or foot, then the value of the derived quantity gets changed. So 1 meter per second is equal to 100 meter per second, which is equal to 3.281 feet per second. So now let us move on and discuss supplementary physical quantities. The first one is plane angle. So plane angle is a supplementary physical quantity, and now let us have a look at the figure which is shown on the right side top. uh, Let AP and BP are two intersecting straight lines and which is intersecting at a point P. Let S be an arc length. Then the angle theta between AP and the line BP is called plane angle. So the plane angle is the angle between two intersecting straight lines. It is measured in radians. So plane angle is a two-dimensional angle. Now let us consider a circle which is shown in the right bottom. So AO is making an angle theta with OX and having an arc length S. Then we define plane angle theta is equal to arc length divided by radius. So the unit of arc length is meter and unit of radius is also meter. So units get cancelled and it becomes dimensionless, but theta is having a unit called radian. We know that for a complete circle theta is 360 degree and the S is 2 pi r, which is the circumference of the circle, which means circle has a total of 360 degree all the way around the center, and arc length S, which becomes circumference of the circle 2 pi r. So substituting these values S and theta in the relation, we get 360 degree is equal to 2 pi r by r radians. So then we will get 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radians. So this is for circle. Now for semicircle, it becomes 180 degree is equal to 2 pi radians. So now let us discuss the next supplementary physical quantity called solid angle. So solid angle is the angle made by area cut on the surface of the sphere at its center. So please have a look at the sphere shown in this slide. So solid angle omega is made up of all the lines from the closed curve meeting at the vertex defined by the surface area of the sphere subtended by the radius of that sphere. So solid angle is the angle made by the area cut on the surface of the sphere at its center. So solid angle is a three-dimensional, and the steradian is the unit of the solid angle, and omega and we have got a relation omega is equal to a by r square, where omega is the solid angle, a is the area of the surface of the sphere, r is the radius of the sphere. Now let us define one steradian. So one steradian is the solid angle that subtends an area equal to r square on the surface of the sphere. So we know that omega is equal to area on the sphere divided by r square steradian. Now let us find the solid angle subtended by the total surface area of the sphere at its center. So then omega is equal to the total area, which will be equal to the total surface area of the sphere divided by r square, and we know that total surface area of the sphere is equal to 4 pi r square, and substituting that we get omega is equal to 4 pi r square divided by r square. So then we have got omega is equal to 4 pi steradian. So if the surface covers the entire sphere, then the number of steradian is 4 pi. So that's all about solid angle and its unit steradian. So thank you for watching this video. Good luck to you. Please like, comment and subscribe my channel Physics for Competitive Exams. And thank you once again for your support. Bye bye.